Avon has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, citing more than $1.3 billion in debt and liabilities, all linked to mostly a lawsuit and set of lawsuits concerning their talc products causing skin cancer. Yeah, welcome back into the channel, you guys. It is Friday again. Happy TGIF, August 16th, 2024. That's right. The Avon company has filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy to try and recover from its ongoing lawsuits. So if you're not familiar, Avon is facing a ton of lawsuits specifically regarding their talc products that cause skin cancer or can cause skin cancer. And they're facing over 300 lawsuits from people, one of which has already been settled with a gentleman, I believe, in Chicago for $24 million. So pretty serious amount of lawsuits headed their way when you multiply millions of dollars times 300 plus potential plaintiffs that are suing them, and more to come, they said. So it's a little bit deceiving. Avon is actually two companies now. In 2019, the South Korean company, a beauty conglomerate, purchased a US and North American based part of Avon's company. The rest of their outside of North American products and sales belong to a Brazilian company called Natura, who owns all of that. That is the entity, the one from Brazil that is filing for bankruptcy, not the South Korean company that owns the North American sales. So somehow they split off into two companies. They sell different products. The Brazilian company side is the one that sells the talc products, is facing all the lawsuits. The North American side, that's ran by a South Korean company, apparently doesn't sell talc products, or they haven't been hit by it. Either way, pretty staggering. Avon has been around since my grandmom's times, right? Like Avon, when did they start? In the early 1900s? I know it was around in my mom's time in the 70s and 80s, right? So this is a company who's been around decades and decades and decades, and now part of this company may not make it. The brand will hang around, but filing Chapter 11 bankruptcy because of hundreds of millions of dollars in potential or pending lawsuits due to a product that causes skin cancer is serious. This is enough to bury you. So they owe $1 billion to creditors, lenders, and loans, which a majority of is their Natura company out of Brazil. But they're also, again, hundreds of millions of dollars, $400 million in pending lawsuits, including that $24 million one they paid out to the gentleman in Chicago, or in that general area. This is crazy. I told you guys in a video at the beginning of this year when Red Lobster filed for bankruptcy 3, 4, 5 months ago, when these companies, the dollar stores started shutting down lots of places, and all these companies struggling during this economy, yet we want to go back onto television and hear certain people saying the economy is as strong as it ever is and blah, blah, blah. And it's just simply not true. And when we look at the companies that are struggling, that are filing for problems, now this is related to a cancerous product, which is outside of the realm of like normal, we're struggling to make sales, right? When you get sued for other stuff, well, that's just a whole nother set of problems. But still, their sales are not good. They reported the sales were really, really weak. Avon is not a necessity product, right? It's not put food on the table and eat. It's not air condition in the house and things like that. It's not a necessity to have Avon and cosmetic products like that. Yes, for a lot of women, a lot of ladies, it is somewhat of a necessity, health and beauty things, but it's not a you have to have this product right now, like we have to have food and water and electricity, right? Same thing with Red Lobster. You got to have food, but you don't have to have Red Lobster and shrimp and potatoes and all this stuff, right? Like you don't have to eat, whether we call Red Lobster fine dining or not, I don't, but whatever you want to call it, we don't have to eat out, right? We don't have to have these things. And you see this in the products and the businesses and the companies that are struggling are the ones that are more of a luxury, of a fun, of a want, not of a need. And so that is, in my opinion, the number one factor in determining if an economy is struggling or not. Can people splurge? Can people have discretionary spending? Do people have enough money to not just put food on the table and pay for the lights to be on, but do they have the money to go out and spend on Red Lobsters and Avons and all these other things that are luxury goods, right? And when the answer is no, that means we've eliminated the wants and the extras, and now we're cutting into the necessities. And when people can't get to the point of paying for necessities, $400 grocery bills or $400 electric bills or $1,000 sets of tires or whatever it might be, then we got a real problem. The economy is struggling. And we're at that point, whether anybody wants to admit it on the news, the mainstream media from both sides that lie to you, the economy is struggling. When the interest rates are so high on cars, people are, the average car loan 10 years ago was like $300. Now it's like $500. The average interest rate was 3%. Now it's 6%. Houses were 2.875. Now they're 6.875. They just dropped a little bit, so that's helpful. But it's all this stuff that just adds up to, an extra $100 a month, $200 a month for each little thing. And the economy is struggling, and there's no room to be out spending for a stay-at-home mom or a single wife or whatever it is. I said a single wife, a single mom, or even a wife that has kids or stays at home or whatever. There's no money to be spending on Avon and Red Lobster. So just another thing to think about. Hopefully this gets better. November's 2.5 months away, but whoever wins this election, just know that there isn't going to be an instant solution, and things are not going to get fixed overnight. That's not the way it works. Not in December, not in January. That's when they don't even take office till January. Not in 30 days in February. This could be an all 2025, 2026 issue until something changes to where this country gets itself out of the hole that it's in. Stop giving money to overseas places. Stop printing money we don't have. Stop wasting money. Stop the government from spending frivolously what we do give them. Just all these things are a perfect storm to where we are now, and why we have so many companies filing bankruptcy, so many companies struggling, so many small business owners, so many everyday people having problems in the environment and the condition that we're in. I don't want to get political, but as I continue to do these videos of companies filing bankruptcy, it's just the same recurring common denominator theme over and over again. And then I get people that are like, it's not struggling. The economy's, yes, it is. Stop it. Stop it. There are always people that make money, always people that are doing well, always people that are rich. But there's also people that are struggling, and it's a lot more than that are doing well. So that's why it's the 1% and the 99%. Okay, I'll leave you guys with that. Avon, what do you think? How many people here, I know I have quite a few people in my audience that are slightly older than me. How many people sold Avon in their lifetime or have sold it, resold it? Reselling it, by the way, not a good idea. I've seen a lot of Vero takedowns for Avon. I wouldn't recommend it. But how many people have sold it as maybe a representative back in the day, in the 90s or the 2000s? I don't know. Leave me a comment. Tell me your experience with Avon and what you think about this filing of bankruptcy, Chapter 11. We'll have to wait and see who is next. I wish I could play that music in the background. Another one bites the dust, but I'll get trademarked, as you guys know. So enjoy your Friday. I appreciate it. If anybody needs help with their eBay store, I'm going to be spending my entire Friday night going through all of the clients that I work with through their eBay stores, through their audits, through their fixes and repairs. So if you're interested in being part of that for 1 week, 2 weeks, or 4 weeks, email me, rockstarflipper@gmail.com. I'll get back to you. I'll get you the plan and the pricing. It's really, really cheap. And we'll get your store fixed. Hopefully we can help you not be a part of the next bankruptcy filing. Thank you, everybody. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel over there, and I will see everyone next time.